Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and here's a new headline from newsbtc.com, which of course is the most reputable, reliable source for all news, facts relating to Ripple and XRP. Yes, when you want to know the truth about Ripple and XRP, you go to the Bitcoin maxis at newsbtc.com. Either them or Bitcoinist. Which, by the way, I now think they're under the same ownership, would be my guess, because they both had literally the same article today on a different topic. Not something I'm getting into in this video, but just thought I'd mention it. But here's the headline. XRP versus XLM versus ADA. Which altcoin reigns supreme? So they're already conflating XRP and Ripple in the headline here in this News BTC piece. And the rest was accurate. XLM is Stellar and ADA is Cardano. Okay, so which is going to reign supreme? I've got a lot to say about this. But before we go any further, if you would please ever so delicately tap that like button, I would definitely appreciate the support. And also, I recommend that you get down with your best self by subscribing to the Moon Lambo channel, which is the Moon Lamboist channel on all of the YouTubes. There is science behind that. And so the piece begins, unfortunately. Some of the best cryptocurrencies to prospect on are also some of the best values. What if we were to tell you 3 altcoins currently priced in the low cents are all potential sleepers? Oh, actually, before I forget, I almost did forget. Shout out to Poochie for tagging me along with others in the XRP community. Tag me in this piece. Thank you very much, Poochie. I do appreciate it. So they link to this video. The video that is on your screen right here, which I watched the first 7.5 minutes of it, which is the portion that pertains to Ripple and XRP. It's actually created by eToro, which you may be familiar with. I googled them just to get some quick stats. eToro is a social trade, and they're massive. Check this out. eToro is a social trading and multi-asset brokerage company that focuses on providing financial and copy trading services. It has registered offices in Cyprus, Israel, the United Kingdom, the United States, and Australia. In 2018, the company's value was $800 million. And so the fact that they have such resources makes the content of this particular video that much more disgusting. Oh my gosh. And so, like, nothing against, I don't know what this guy's name is in the video. I didn't see it, or else I'd give him credit for his quote-unquote work. Nothing against him personally. He seems like a pretty funny dude, seems to be pretty good on camera here. And so eToro hired him because, obviously, he does seem to be good at that. I mean, he started the video with a line like, "I would love to steal, but I'm not going to." But he goes, just to be clear, right out the gate, paraphrasing, he was like, "I am not a financial advisor. In fact, I'm not even wearing pants." And then he showed that he's just wearing boxers, but just a little bit of the leg, so it wasn't that gross. But it made me laugh. So the guy's funny. I'll give him credit where it's due. But unfortunately, he is ignorant, and I don't mean that as a pejorative. I mean quite literally, for the best I can tell, he is not knowing. The definition of ignorance right there. And so he's got opinions, he's spouting stuff off to an unsuspecting audience that, if they haven't done the research, is going to fall victim to this false information. But thankfully, we've got the Moon Lambo channel, so I'm flying in with a cape to save the day here and clean up the train wreck that he left behind her. And it wasn't even the intent to say purely negative things, but he cited XRP here. Oh my God, there's so much to say on this. He cited XRP, and again, conflated Ripple and XRP, cited that XRP is centralized, but he cited that a pro of it being centralized is that it can't be 51% attacked. No, because you got to understand this. So XRP is decentralized. Ripple has no special permissions over the ledger, but the way that it was coded, there is no such thing as a 51% attack. The worst you can do is, and I don't know if this is actually, to date I don't think this has happened. The worst you could do is halt the ledger, but it won't make bad forward progress, and also there is no opportunity for chain reorganizations, which is not the case with Bitcoin. With Bitcoin, you can actually roll back time if you've got 51% power right there, right? And so he cited this as a positive. There's no 51% attacks, but then he spoke out the other side of his mouth. But he said, but then again, Ripple's the central entity that controls it, so you really can have the same effect as a 51% attack. And then, so this is all pure silliness. And then they're comparing XRP to Stellar and Cardano. Well, XLM is not being positioned to do the same thing as XRP. So already, I understand why people like to make the comparison of XRP against XLM. I get it. And the reason is Jed McCaleb was a co-founder of Ripple, and he's the brainchild behind XRP. So I do get that. And then he left Ripple and started Stellar. And XLM, which is Stellar, is a fork of XRP, or a clone if you prefer. And it's been modified to a certain degree. So it's not exactly the same, but it absolutely was a clone of XRP and then slightly modified. And so I get why they're making these comparisons, but it doesn't ring true to the way in which each individual cryptocurrency is being adopted and pushed for adoption by separate developers, Ripple and Stellar. Even if you're just looking at those two, it's not being positioned. We know that XRP is the only cryptocurrency today being positioned as a bridge currency, whereas XLM, they've got a whole different push to bank the unbanked. And that's part of the reason that Jed McCaleb actually left. As far as the ultimate approach, my understanding is that part of the reason Jed McCaleb left is that he just could not agree with the proper business approach and Ripple's business model. And so apparently for him, enough was enough. And that's fine. If he thought that Ripple was screwing up that badly, of course he's got every right to go off. And I still think generally highly of the guy, because XRP wouldn't even exist without him. So like, credit where it's due, right? That's where I stand on this. And so, it's silly to me to compare the two. And then Cardano. Look, I researched Cardano in late 2017, and I haven't brushed up since then, so I could be off base, but isn't it just another smart contract coin, which would be completely unrelated to XRP and XLM also? Is that not fact? Whatever it is, regardless, I can tell you this, whatever its use case is purported to be, it's not being positioned as a bridge currency, and I can say that with a high level of confidence, because if they were actually competing with Ripple's use case for XRP, I am certain it would have made the headlines and I would have been informed. So I think there's about zero chance of that. But the piece goes on as follows. In the case of XRP, XLM, and ADA, which is Cardano, all three altcoins have unique growth potential on the market. Ripple, for example, has a rich history in e-payments dating back to the days of RipplePay.com as an early competitor to PayPal. In 2011, crypto mogul Jed McCaleb, more on him later, joined Ripple, and XRP was launched 2 years after. Ripple's network is centralized and non-distributed, and technically not a true blockchain. There you go. This is laughable. And the reason that I cited eToro at the beginning is because this is a massive entity with $800 in value, and they can't pay somebody to do sufficient research, apparently, to find out that XRP is not centralized. They use the word Ripple there. I mean, if they're talking about Ripple, the company, yeah. Well, Ripple, the company, is centralized. What the hell is a decentralized company? What the hell does that even look like? That's not a thing. There is no such thing as a decentralized company. And non-distributed, it's a distributed ledger. My gosh. There are 36 validators and even more nodes the world over. There is no concentration of control anywhere. There is no central point of failure. And one of my favorite retorts when people talk about XRP being centralized, it's fun, and I got this from somebody in the XRP community who the account's now defunct. It was XRP Trump. He's very well known back in the day. And when people would say something like that on Twitter, he'd just plop down a map with a pin. So it'd show the whole globe flattened out, and there'd be a pin everywhere there's a validator, a node. And he'd say, okay, so XRP centralized, show me the central point of failure. It cracked me up every time because there isn't one. And so he's like, here you go, I'm making it easy for you. Here's the map for you. Just tell me where the central point of failure is. Completely ridiculous here. Oh my gosh. Anyway, the piece continues. XLM, meanwhile, was created by Jed McCaleb in 2014 after jumping ship from Ripple. The open source coin is more community oriented and focused on targeting the unbanked. Let's see, that part's true, and I cited that, making it different from the financial institution friendly Ripple. Stellar boasts its speed, claiming it can handle over 1,000 transactions per second here. And then finally, Cardano is viewed as third-generation crypto after its 2015 launch. Built by a global team of leading academics and engineers, Cardano's goal is to learn from past cryptocurrency mistakes with a big commitment to scientific philosophy and research, which, again, tells us absolutely nothing. So this is ridiculous, but the reason I have such a problem with this is that this is something they're putting out into the world. This is a YouTube channel with 31,800 followers and somehow has 139 million views. I checked before I recorded. They have 139 million views with only that few subscribers, which is actually impressive. Like, I am impressed, don't get me wrong. But my gosh, they're putting absolute tripe out into the world. And so I'm thankful that I have a platform to any degree to where I can correct this, because I'll tell you right now, there are a ton of people, like out of the whole time I've been running this channel, which is a little less than 2 years, I've never seen over that time period so many new people come into the world of cryptocurrency and the XRP community. So I'm happy to have at least this bit of a platform where I can at least correct this stuff, because some people are going to come across this and take it as gospel, and it's just complete nonsense. And I know it's super duper hard to do research on your own. I actually legitimately mean that. I mean, when I jumped into the world of crypto and started learning about XRP, it took me months to get a handle of this. There was no one spot you could go to just get all the information that you need to understand why the business model of Ripple and positioning XRP as a bridge currency actually made sense. But once I got it, I was like, oh my God, I'm onto something. Like, I found something. And I'm impressed that I even did. I'm not like bragging about myself. I mean that really more so because there are so many different cryptocurrencies out there. I just as easily could have moved on to the next thing, because I researched dozens of cryptocurrencies in the early days, but XRP is actually getting used today. And so these people don't know what the hell they're talking about. But in this particular case, the way it was presented, I don't believe that it was done with malintent. They also said what they believe to be positives. I don't think they're trolling. I think they're literally just that uninformed, which for a professional organization like this should be very embarrassing. Like, my channel is called Moon Lambo, and I got more facts than eToro. I have a stupid name. What are you doing, eToro? God, come on. I mean, my name is a joke. Just to be clear, I have a sense of humor. I'm just saying. I'm telling you what, man. Watching that, it was really steaming my vegetables, and it was grinding my gears simultaneously. My gosh, one more step, it would have been burning my biscuits. That's no good right there. So, wanted to set the record straight, and so anyway, if you want to ask, here's the headline: which altcoin reigns supreme? XRP. No, I'm joking. There's not going to be one coin to rule them all. There will be, I don't know how many cryptocurrencies. You can say a handful, maybe it'll be 5, maybe it'll be 10. I don't know what the number's going to be, but it's not going to be 5,000. You don't need a new form of money for every single new business idea that you have. But that's what's happened in the world of crypto. And that's why it was so laughable to me when I jumped in late 2017. I was like, okay, so maybe this project's a great idea, but why does it have a coin attached? Well, the real answer is it was a money grab. That was it. There was no damn reason for it. That's why there are all these ICOs, this and that. It purely a money grab. You don't need a new form of money for every freaking business idea. It's absolutely absurd. But this is the world that we live in. And so most of these cryptocurrencies will ultimately become worthless in terms of... They're already worthless in terms of value, but in terms of price, they will also become worthless. That would be my Nostradamus-style Moon Lambo prediction. Tell me what you think below. That's it for this video. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Lambo!